Hi, welcome back to ThatJapanLife. It's me, Jill. And in this guide video, we will be talking about how to use the intercom system in your Japanese apartment. So most Japanese apartments come equipped with an intercom system, locally known as interphone or in-taa-hon. And this is, of course, very good for providing security, but aside from that, it's very handy for letting guests and, delivery men in. A lot of apartments in Japan have an auto lock system, which means that a tenant would have to let someone in through the front gate, so they can't even come inside the front gate, and that is when your intercom comes in handy. About your intercom. So most intercoms in Japan come with a screen, and then you have to speak directly into the machine in order to speak to the other person who's calling you from outside. However, there are also some units that come with a telephone receiver. And in that case, of course, you would have to pick up the telephone receiver, speak to the telephone receiver in order to talk with the other person. Buttons and other parts. So for this video, I will be using the intercom unit named i-taa-hon GAM2MK, which is the one that we have at home. As far as intercoms in Japan go, this is actually a pretty simple model, so don't be surprised if the one that you have at your home has more buttons or seems to be more complicated. There are some intercom systems, for example, that would allow you to automatically record who is calling and other such functions. However, this intercom, of course, has all the basic and most important functions, so I think it should at least get you started in using your own unit. So first, let's talk about the front part of this intercom system. So here, of course, you have your screen, and it will show the outside when somebody rings the bell. And then below that, this part here is the speaker. And then it's not very obvious when you're looking at it, especially if it's your first time, but this part here to the right of the screen when you're facing it, this is actually the microphone. And as far as my experience goes, you don't really need to speak like directly in the microphone part. As long as you're in the vicinity of the intercom system, it will do just fine. But maybe there are some cases you want to emphasize whatever you're saying, then this part here is the microphone. Now on to the buttons. This one here, and again, if your intercom system seems to be more complicated, just look at this kanji here. And if you find it, it's kaijo, and this means unlock. Also, it usually comes with the symbol of a key. So obviously that means unlock, and that is what you press in order to let someone through the gate. So on to the next button. And in this particular unit, this button has two functions. And you can see there are actually two kanji words here. The first one is tua, and this next one here is tutu. Now on your unit, they might be in different buttons. But just remember, tua means that you want to start the call. So that means you will speak. You want to start speaking to the other person. Tutu, on the other hand, means to end the call. So in order to stop your voice from being heard on the outside. And of course, if you have the same unit as ours, you can access those functions by pressing this button alternately. Okay, so on to the left side of this intercom unit. And again, it's not so obvious, but here on the lower left side, you can actually open this part here, and that will give you access to this switch. So to turn the intercom on or off. I honestly have never used it, but I can imagine maybe if someone is going away for a long time, maybe they will use it. Yeah, but so anyway, if you wanna somehow turn your unit off, or if it's your first time, you don't know how to turn it on, then that's where you'll find the switch. On the right side of this intercom system, you also have access to more options in using your intercom. So you can see a dial and two switches. So let's go over them from top to bottom. The first one, this dial here, is akarusa, and that means brightness. So you can use this dial in order to control the brightness of your screen. The next two switches have to do with volume, and you can actually use it to switch from top to bottom. So that means like highest volume, middle volume, and lowest volume. Now the one in the middle, Juwa onryo, you use that in order to change the volume of the doorbell. So how loud you will be able to hear it from inside your home. For example, nowadays, of course, I have a baby. So I usually set the jua onryo to the lowest level. So sometimes when he's sleeping and I forget to set it to the lowest level, the doorbell wakes him up, and that just sucks. So that's how you adjust the volume of the doorbell, okay? And then the next one is the yobidashi onryo. And this one adjusts the volume of your voice as heard from the outside. Now let's talk about answering the doorbell. So when somebody rings the doorbell, a tune will play on your intercom, and also your screen will start displaying whoever is outside ringing whoever is outside ringing the doorbell. Now, I heard that a lot of Japanese people find this useful because in Japan, door-to-door sales is still pretty common. So if they see that it's a salesman, they usually just would not answer the door. And yeah, you might want to use that too. But say it's someone that you want to speak to, someone that you want to let in, the first thing that you would do is press the tuwa or tutu button, in the case of this intercom, of course. And so press it once for tuwa, and that would allow you to talk to the other person. So for example, you want to let someone in, so you can tell the delivery man come in, or maybe you're not sure what it's about, so you want to say, what is it? Something like that. And then after that, the next thing you want to do is press the kaijo button. So once you've established that you do want this person in, press the kaijo button in order to open the gate and let the person in. And then don't forget to once again press the tuwa and tutu button in order for your voice to stop from being heard from the outside and also inside. So you would stop hearing the sounds from outside. So that's to end the call. Note that once the person is already in front of your door, he can ring the doorbell again, and once more a tune will play on your intercom unit. This time there is no need to do anything with your intercom unit, no need to press any button, no need to speak on the intercom unit. Just go to your front door and see the person who is ringing your doorbell. And that's it. Very simple. That's how you use the intercom unit in your Japanese apartment. Hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please don't forget to press the subscribe and like buttons. And also, reminder, aside from this guide video, I also have a blog about the very same topic. And so if you want to take a closer look at the kanjis, or if you want to have a written reference on how to use your intercom unit, be sure to check that out. I'm linking it in the description. And don't forget, if you're new in Japan or if you're having a hard time about how to use the appliances in your Japanese home, I have lots of videos and blogs about how to use them. So be sure to check out the Japanese home guide playlist on my YouTube channel. And also I have a Japanese home page on my blog. So thank you so much for watching this video, and see you next time.